Joining us here on 2K. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Clippers. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs. Then on Wednesday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Houston Rockets.
And that game against the Warriors, it's a good checkpoint to see how they fare. It's the 5th contest on the year for them and a chance to evaluate where they stand.
And the Clippers starting 5. Down in the block, it'll be Kawhi next to Zubac. Harden out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Jones in at the small forward position. And for San Antonio, Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Barnes in at the 3, the small forward. Spurs passing it around. Wembanyama finds Sohan. Just 5 to shoot. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
Up top, Leonard. Defended by Sohan. Outside, Jones. Harden outside. Bogdanovich sets the pick for Harden. Shoots the 3. Wembanyama with the rebound. And so Fox will bring it up for the Spurs. Recently, Doris, the Clippers have had their most successful stretch in franchise history.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They've only missed the playoffs twice, going all the way back to 2012. They made their first conference finals in team history back in 2021. Not bad for a franchise that had one of the worst win-loss records in league history.
Wembanyama, a screen on Harden, and they call an illegal screen here.
Well, beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Leonard, no luck. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game.
How about the awareness there from Fox? You got to love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
Now here's Harden. Boy, was he something else against Dallas. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wembanyama. Outside, Bogdanovich. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
And you know, few guys play their role better than Bogdanovich. And by that, I mean he's often exceeding expectations and giving his squad more than they asked for.
Wembanyama, a screen on Harden. Fox goes in. The kick out to Barnes. Wembanyama outside. And the rejection by Zubac.
What a great defensive play by Ivica Zubac. This guy just gives you great effort defensively.
And the basket is good.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Doris, with what he's done in the NBA, Kawhi Leonard seems to be a lock for the Hall of Fame.
I agree, Kevin, and the reason is he's got a couple of championships under his belt. More importantly, he's got individual awards, All-NBA, Defensive Player of the Year. And he's been able, in the most leveraged moments of a season, to be the focal point for his team. And that's a big driver of Hall of Fame status.
For San Antonio, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Here's Wembanyama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
Right wing. Outside Leonard. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Here's Castle. Back to Fox. And it's San Antonio with another.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
That's not coming with the right mentality. The defender neither closes the space nor challenges the shot. That's frustrating as a coach, boy.
Harden gets the bucket.
This is evidence that James Harden, from any spot on the floor, is willing to launch and makes good on that long three.
Outside for Wembanyama. No good from outside. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Nasty. This building is stud. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Here's Castle. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist.
That jump shot has been the biggest question mark for Castle, so it's good to see him shooting with confidence.
Jones finds Leonard. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Pass to Zubac. Shot clock at 6. Back to Harden. Screen by Zubac. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Spurs ball. Here's Fox. Wembanyama sets a screen for Fox. He gets it up. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Big-time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Well, that's a perfect...
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. It's the Spurs up by 5. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far, they are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
You'll see Barnes and Sohan playing forward. Fox is out there with Castle. And it's Wembanyama in at center, locking down the middle. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
Big-time slam by Wembanyama. This is why you got to push him out of the paint.
Clippers trail by 7. And here's Leonard. Kicks it out to Harden. Back to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. And the rejection by Wembanyama. A shot by Harden, wide open. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one. When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, Doris, no one has a bigger effect on a game than this great two-way player.
There's no question, Kevin, because of his length and savvy on the defensive end. He can swallow up individual offensive matchups. He's that good defensively. And then you think to his transition on the offensive end from a player who was a standstill shooter to now who you can run your offense through.
Bogdanovich wide open. No good on the triple. Spurs leading by 6. Fox passes to Sohan. Wembanyama outside. Wembanyama, a screen on Bogdanovich. 3-pointer. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Fox. Fox has got 4 assists now tonight. Barnes against Harden. Leonard sets a screen for Harden. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Here's Fox, and it's Fox with the jam.
Yeah, Fox has got great leaping ability, and he likes to get up off the ground there for the flush.
Zubac kicks to Bogdanovich. A 3 from Leonard. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama's got 7 rebounds in the game. Crafty move. Oh, Wembanyama, too easy.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. He wants to talk to his guys. Eubanks, he's checked in for Zubac. And now, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that led the NBA in block shots last year. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs.
A big part of their defense really revolved around their ability to block shots at the rim. It's so valuable to have that kind of backline protection. Allows you to be aggressive on the perimeter.
Well, James Harden, with the ability that he has both from a smarts, IQ, and skill standpoint, nice drive right there.
Wembanyama passes to Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
In the corner, Eubanks with it. Good on the 3-point shot. Eubanks got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, James Harden is equally good, passer or scorer. There he sets his teammate up nicely.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. A move that likely helped the league's parity has been shortening max contract rates. Commissioner Silver says we used to refer to it as dead money, a star player towards those end years sitting on the bench. We've reduced max contracts to 5 years, and in some cases 6. This way, it moves to more pay for performance. Kevin?
I think, DA, that's a pretty good business decision. It's going to have nice ramifications. Leonard with a screen on Fox. Kicks it out to Leonard. Aggressive move inside from Kawhi.
Well, this guy is never a bad option in a tough situation. Kawhi Leonard under duress. Nicely done.
Fox passes to Sohan. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Clippers trail by 8. Harden left side. Here's Eubanks. And a miss there on the triple.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Now, here's Fox. He has 6. No good on the 3. Here's Leonard. Shot from 12. Wow! Unbelievable!
Can't do it much better than that right before the clock expires.
What a way to...
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the 3rd quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us?
Checking out Los Angeles. You really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason. Yeah, you have.
Turning back now to our game, lots of positives in that first half for the Spurs.
It's a coach's dream to see the...
And that'll do it for half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We're seeing a tremendous game from Victor Wembanyama.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
It felt like his work on the interior really gave this offense a boost. Let's see if he can dominate the rest of the way.
So with Harden on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. The post pairing, Batum and Zubac. Powell is out there with Simmons. And it's Coffey in at the small forward. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Vassell outside. Pass to Mamu Kalashvili. Back to Vassell. Shoots over Batum. Rebound by the Clippers.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Simmons inside. Over in the corner, Batum. To the inside. No good from Simmons. Spurs leading by 9, and now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Clippers making a change here. Dunn's checked in. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Coffey. That is his first foul of the game. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Vassell outside. Pass to Paul. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from deep.
Ben Simmons, one of the most skilled guys at pressuring the basketball. Long arms, excellent instincts, and the work habits to get it done.
And talk about victors and guys who play to their strengths. What about Zubac? He does a great job.
He does, Kevin, a 7-footer who wants to play like a 7-footer. He's an outstanding rebounder. He doesn't need the ball offensively. You know he's going to show up and give you great effort every night. It's been great watching Ivica Zubac's growth. This guy, his game has evolved and his role is increasing.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
There's a good screen. Pass to Coffey. Back to Simmons. Done outside. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. The Clippers need to get off a shot, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. San Antonio leading by 8. Paul kicks to Vassell. Passy, the pass to Mamu Kalashvili. Vassell outside. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And the added strength coming into play for Vassell. Nice job scoring through the contact.
The Spurs shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Coffey. He's guarded by Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside, Batum. And the Clippers miss again.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Stolen by Zubac. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thanks. For the NBA, content continues to be king. Commissioner Adam Silver says the biggest issue for streaming services is what's called churn. To cancel is just a click. So it's more pay for play these days. We have to focus on people staying with you and having great content throughout the year. Kevin?
Yeah, you know, he's doing a great job, isn't he, David? Thank you so much. From deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Paul's got the lead up to 14 now for San Antonio. And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Leonard, he's checked in for Batum. Jones comes in for Amir Coffey. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Dunn. And James Harden has subbed in for Ben Simmons. Eubanks, he's checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 14. Harden surveying the D. Kicks it out to Leonard. Bogdanovich sets the pick for Leonard. Kawhi, confident inside.
Such a strong wing. Kawhi can more than handle his own down low.
Fox goes in. Good work defensively by Jones.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
Clippers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Leonard sets a screen for Harden. Puts up a deep three. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Harden's got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Outside Leonard. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And that's now 6 points for Bojan Bogdanovich. It's Fox with the drive. Here's Wembanyama for 3. And so it's San Antonio with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. De'Aaron Fox out there with Castle. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. That's the San Antonio 5. It's Harden with the drive. Eubanks the pass to Leonard. Harden. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. Wembanyama's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And the dunk by Sohan.
Inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And Stephon Castle is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Vassell, he's checked in for the Spurs. Screen by Leonard. Here's Harden. Outside Leonard. Kawhi taking no chances.
And Leonard makes it look easy. Incredible at getting inside and just finishing with physicality.
Wembanyama outside. Driving inside. It's good. And the Spurs lead by 5.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Here's Leonard. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th. Pass to Jones. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Wembanyama, what a high release on the 3.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
Harden with it. Out guarded by Wembanyama. Fouled beyond, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
At the line for the Clippers, Eubanks taking 3 shots.
Tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Vassell against Jones. To the left wing. Here's Sohan. No good with the triple. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 4-point game. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in. Jones drives in. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
The wide open look here for Fox. Whoa, Wembanyama powers in the putdown.
How about the young fella, Wembanyama, with a big-time bucket.
And plenty of contact on the shots. The coach's challenge has been issued. A game like this, on the wire, this is what it's for.
At the line for the Clippers.
Detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
And a deep three from Harden. Wembanyama with the rebound.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
.50 seconds left in the game. Fox, no good.
And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
Kawhi Leonard has been in so many big-time situations. How confident is he right there?
Outside for Wembanyama. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Out to the right wing. Here's Vassell. Ready by Bogdanovich. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that
All right, a chance now to take a look at the steals of the last few months for Jaden McDaniels.
I get the feeling he hasn't been paying as much attention defensively as he should be. His steal numbers have dipped in the past few months. He needs to get back some of that intensity on defense.
And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. Amp is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. And for the Spurs. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. Then there's Devin Vassell. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the 4-man position. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit. But size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
McDaniels inside. Gobert finds Edwards. Hits the three-pointer.
When Edwards knocks down threes, Ant is pretty much unstoppable.
Here's Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
Just such a terrific dunker.
Man, born to fly, that's for sure. About a minute played here so far in the first. DiVincenzo on the wing. He's covered by Fox. Randle, a screen on Fox. Outside, DiVincenzo, 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range, the rebound by Victor Wembanyama.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pulls up for 3, and Castle with the basket on the assist by Wembanyama.
And as we see more of Castle, expect that J to get better.
Picked by Gobert. Here's Edwards. Offensive rebound. Vassell against McDaniels. Back to Gobert. Stolen by Wembanyama. Here's Castle. Guarded by Edwards. Wembanyama. Screen on Edwards. Vassell outside. Lets it go from deep. Gets the 3 to fall.
And this is something Vassell has really improved. Now you have to guard him closely from deep.
Outside, DiVincenzo. Gobert with a screen on Fox. DiVincenzo, pass to Gobert. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game. Grant, nothing quite like the first game of a brand new season. So many possibilities.
Well, you know, BA, for the players, you're excited and relieved at the same time. You get to see all the hard work you put in during the offseason pay off.
San Antonio with the ball after the Timberwolves picking up a basket a moment ago. Spurs need to get one up here. With some arc, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Reed's checked in for Minnesota.
Timberwolves substitution. Number 11, Nas Reed.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Outside, DiVincenzo. Outside for Randle. Fires the 3. No luck on that one. And so it's Fox with it. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks.
And how about Edwards? Keeping his head up and spotting the open man.
Fox for 3. McDaniels with the rebound. Minnesota's gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, BA. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
Edwards, connects again.
For this franchise, he's now tied the record for most points in a single season.
That tells you all you need to know about him offensively. He's ultra savvy and ultra skilled. Now here's DiVincenzo. He chipped in with 13 points in his last game. Outside McDaniels. The three is up. Here's Reed. Goes back up. Outside for Randall. Drains the triple.
Yeah, as a shooter, Randall can be practically automatic. He gets the ball and immediately has a shot cooking.
Outside for Wembanyama. Randall with a steal. Fast break, Minnesota. Edwards for three. They grab their own miss. Here's Reed. Outside Edwards. Pass to Randall. Fires the three. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Wembanyama screen. Here's Vassell. Outside Wembanyama. To end the run. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. It's going to be on Naz Reid.
When Wembanyama has the ball in there, I mean, it's often a bucket, a foul, or both.
And both free throws good for Wembanyama.
It's always nice to see a big fella be able to knock down some free throws and make teams pay from the line.
Randall a screen on Fox. Here's DiVincenzo. Reed for 3. Oh, at the buzzer! Wow!
I didn't think he was going to get...
And so it's Minnesota closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. We'll be right back after this word. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
They've got De'Aaron Fox. He's out there with Castle. Devin Vassell out there with Wembanyama. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the 4. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. Grant, when you talk about De'Aaron Fox, what an exciting player.
That he is, and just now entering the prime years of his career. We've seen him make great strides the last few years, and it's scary trying to think just how much he can still improve.
It's stolen by Wembanyama. Jumps up. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. Well, Richard, it might be a long time before we see a player with the combination of Wembanyama's size and skill.
He changes every opponent's game plan, offensively and defensively. You've seen nothing like it, and we probably won't for a long time.
DiVincenzo against Fox. And he's headed to the line for 2. He gets the whistle there. Since drafting Wembanyama, the Spurs have looked like a team that gets better every game, RJ.
And they're still so young. They're learning the intricacies of the game and how to play with each other. But you can tell things are coming together, and the future looks bright.
Fox feeling it out a bit. Throws it down.
Look at Fox get up. Okay, I see you flexing on him.
Now here's Edwards. Defense right on him. Randall finds Reed. Reed a screen on Fox. Here's McDaniels. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
Here's Fox. Oh, rejected by McDaniels. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by McDaniels. So it's San Antonio now. Vassell outside. Clock at 6. Outside Wembanyama. Wembanyama so comfortable inside.
All too easy for Wembanyama. He feels like no one can defend him inside.
Pass to Reed. Back to DiVincenzo. Reed a screen on Fox. Outside Reed. Outside McDaniels. Reed sets a screen. From deep. McDaniels can't hit.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Here he goes. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
And this rookie Castle is smooth on the drive. Can't give him any space in the lane.
Here's Edwards. Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama. And that'll be Minnesota's ball as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves able to keep the possession. Now here's Edwards. Defense is right there. 6 on the shot. Another bucket. Wow.
He's done it. A new single-season franchise scoring record. Great accomplishment from him in what's been a fantastic year.
It's been a season for the ages for him, and one that'll go down in the history of this franchise.
They're really working the paint now.
Outside Edwards. Randall outside. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Outside for Wembanyama. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls. And now a 3-point Spurs lead.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Randall outside. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. It's on De'Aaron Fox.
Certain guys can remake their games to fit the times. Randall's worked on his right hand and his jump shooting. He's a much more versatile threat now at the offensive end.
And Randall drops them both.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
Here's Wembanyama. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets.
Edwards for 3. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds now. Out to the right wing. 3-pointer. Oh, Wembanyama hitting from deep.
And he has flat out taken over this quarter. Keep feeding the beast.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Randall. Right side read. Launches a 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Reed's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, never a bad idea to have Randall with the ball. Just a great passing forward.
Nine seconds left in the second. Here's Fox. Always attacking Fox.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looks. It's a challenging shot.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. San Antonio on top. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the 3rd quarter right after this.
I think for the Timberwolves, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone start. All right, getting back to this game now, and the sensational play from Victor Wembanyama.
Come on now,
And that is going to do it.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. You know, Victor Wembanyama has been exceptional here, guys.
He's been so disruptive defensively in the first half. His fast hands pick plenty of pockets.
Not only does he have solid defensive instincts, he just plays extremely hard. And I know people might not realize this, but that is a skill, and it is very difficult for the opposition. It is a recipe for disaster.
Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. We've got Naz Reid. Dillingham out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Miller, and it's Minot in at the 3. Small forward. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he makes the first.
At the line for the Timberwolves.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Spurs lead by 3. Here's Paul. Pass to Bassi. The shot, no good. Nice D from Reid. Minnesota has gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. Reid to screen on Johnson. The shot by Alexander-Walker, no good. San Antonio's gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Left side, Paul. There's the triple. And that's an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
First team foul.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in.
And it took some time, but hopefully getting that make will kind of kickstart, kind of wake them up here in this third quarter after missing their first few shots.
On the wing, Alexander-Walker, covered by Johnson. Alexander-Walker with the bucket.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Team foul.
Outside Paul.
Out of halftime, not the way you want to execute, just 1 of 5 from the field. I'd like to see him a bit more efficient. He has not been great this quarter.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Now here's Paul. He's closely guarded. And that one drops. Paul's got 5 points now this quarter.
The wily vet Paul able to score down low.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Gobert's checked in. All right, let's go to the leaderboard and see the top passing teams last season. San Antonio in second.
It was true team basketball we saw out of them. Always willing to work together, no one making himself bigger than the team.
San Antonio on D. They lead by 4. Miller on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Unloads. San Antonio with a rebound.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not. While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Outside, Alexander-Walker. Fires for 3. He drops it from range. Alexander-Walker's got 5 now.
You can't lose a shooter like him on the court. The ball will find its way to him, and he will drill a 3 each time.
And Paul gets it to go.
In the paint, Paul always stays nimble. That allows him to make adjustments that needed to beat the D.
Picked by Gobert. To the middle. Here's Dillingham. He's guarded by Paul. Pass to Gobert. Back to Miller. Outside, Alexander-Walker. To the inside. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
Paul taking his time here. 17-foot shot on the way, and it's Gobert with a rebound. Timberwolves trail by 3. Down low. Here's Miller. Oh, the bucket's good, and he'll have a chance at one more. They'll pin that one on Harrison Barnes. Minnesota shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. That one drops. He ties it up. San Antonio has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. To the paint. Here's Bassi. Pass to Barnes. Here's Paul. Dillingham with a rebound.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon. As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Outside Paul. 30 seconds left in the third. He takes it in. Here's Bassi. Yes, and it's Paul with the assist that time.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Gobert with a screen on Johnson. And it's Alexander Walker penetrating. Here's Gobert. Pass to Dillingham. Back to Gobert. And stolen by Paul. The shot off that time. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
He's always near the top of the list for this honor. I mean, passes like these are his specialty.
That is why he is a point guard in this league. He has the elite passing ability, the vision. You need both to play the point guard.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. We've got Devin Vassell. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Mamukelashvili in at the 4. That's the San Antonio 5.
That's a look he couldn't pass up. He just couldn't get it to go.
Here's McDaniels. Pass to Gobert. Outside Edwards. Picked by Gobert. Outside Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Takes the 3. Oh, Edwards! Money on the triple!
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Fox outside. Wembanyama, screen on McDaniels. Over to the wing. From downtown. And there's Wembanyama. That's good on the assist from Fox.
Wembanyama quickly with one of his own, firing right back.
Oh, swiped away. And they're pushing it up. Here's Vassell. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And we also got to talk about the number of points they've scored in transition. Just jumping all over the opposition in this regard.
For 3, DiVincenzo. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3. Tremendous momentum building toward those final possessions.
Yeah, with 8 lead changes so far, it feels like this is going to come down to the last shot.
Vassell, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Boy, you want to talk about taking flight. Right there, Vassell, that's what he did.
Edwards looking it over. Picked by Gobert. Edwards can't hit.
Using his size to full advantage. He beats everyone to the ball.
Fox outside. Fox driving hard. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Now it's a 3-point San Antonio lead.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
Outside Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
No fear in this young man. We're already getting a sense of Wembanyama's killer instinct.
Fox against DiVincenzo. Ooh, once again, off the mark by Minnesota. On offense, here is San Antonio. They're on a 12-3 run. And so they foul intentionally. Reed's checked in for Gobert.
First team foul.
There's a minute 54 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
How about Castle? He'll take any chance he gets to finish with power.
And Edwards slams it in. And no surprise here. At this stage of the game, they're going to use the coach's challenge. Make them take another look at the call.
Shooting for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards. One shot. The play is under video review under NBA rules. The officials will have 2 minutes.
Still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Greg Popovich's huddle. Coach cautioned his team against feeling comfortable. He said the moment we take our foot off the gas, they're back in it. Let's push through the finish line. Brian?
Allie, thank you.
In a close contest, you have to put the ball in the hands of someone who will find a way to put up points.
It's Edwards on the wing. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's on Devin Vassell.
Well, we know Edwards has an impressive skill set, but what really separates him is the competitive edge that he plays with.
And both free throws good for Edwards.
Yeah, they desperately needed those free throws, and he delivered. It's down to a one-possession game.
Fox the pass to Wembanyama. Bucket. He's now 9 for 11 after that one.
If Wemby wants to be one of the greats, this is where he will be judged. And what a big shot to add to his resume.
With the floater, right wing. 6 to shoot. Back to Vassell. Lets the 3 fly. Reed with the rebound. And here's Minnesota now. Here's Edwards. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
And Edwards' teammates encourage him to be aggressive, because when he is, he forces the defense's hand.
And he's able to hit the second one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
And by missing that free throw, now a 3 could even the score. Not ideal.
Vassell, a screen on McDaniels. Pass to Mamukelashvili. Vassell against Edwards. Outside for Wembanyama. Down it!
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Now here's Reed. Right side McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Back to Daniels. Pass to Edwards. They swipe it. He stops. He pops. It's off. And so it's San Antonio with the W. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or themselves. But at the end of the day,
And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Ivica Zubac.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Randall out there with Reed. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. And for the Clippers, Harden out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Jones. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Eubanks in at the 5. Edwards' shot is good. Coaching staffs, Clark, have certainly grown since your time in the league. Do you think that can lead to too many voices in the locker room?
I really don't think that's an issue, Kevin, because no matter how many coaches you have, typically they are all in sync, and the head coach has usually put his staff together, and therefore they're...
And again!
And for this franchise, he's now tied the record for most points in a single season.
That tells you all you need to know about him offensively. He is ultra savvy and ultra skilled. Leonard, no luck.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
To the paint, and Randall throws it down.
You know, once he has the positioning he wants, he's ready for the big finish. Julius Randle throwing it down.
Good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's DiVincenzo. That one's in, his first shot this game.
DiVincenzo with the nice touch on the inside shot. Boy, he really knows how to make it work at close range.
And what a new era for the Clippers, Greg, playing here in their own arena, the Intuit Dome.
You had no more sharing, right? No more covering up Laker banners. It feels like the Clippers are on their own 2 feet now. This was the goal for the ownership group, and they made it happen.
Here is Edwards in the game against Philadelphia. Very impressive. Pass to Reed. Back to Edwards. Good, that's another bucket.
And he's done it. A new single-season franchise scoring record. Great accomplishment from him in what's been an incredible run.
It's been a season for the ages for him, and one that will go down in the history of this franchise. To the left side wing. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, Randall with a screen for DiVincenzo. There's the drive.
DiVincenzo fighting through contact there. Dante gets a chance to add another point at the line. Terrific and one.
Dunn, he's checked in for the Clippers. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
A lot of high motor play from them in this one, allowing them to kind of charge through the defense and find good looks.
Something else they're doing well tonight, guys, lots of points in the paint. Something to continue to keep our eye on.
DiVincenzo against Dunn. DiVincenzo passes to Reed, finds himself wide open and drills it.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. And he lays it straight in. DiVincenzo's got 7 points in the game.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And the Clippers making a change here. Simmons is checked in. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Fifth best, Kawhi Leonard.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
It's stolen by DiVincenzo. Pass to Reed. Back to DiVincenzo. Reed with a screen on Hart. DiVincenzo kicks to Reed. 5 on the clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Reed's got his second bucket.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Reed with a screen for Edwards. And he drives in, and Edwards with the stuff.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hand.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Harden outside. Off target at the rim. And so it's Minnesota in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Reed is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. And here is Los Angeles now. 9-point game. Harden the pass to Eubanks. Stolen by Reed. Now here's McDaniel. Still yet to score. Reed with a screen on Hart. McDaniels kicks to Reed. Clock at 6. Back to McDaniel. From 18 feet away. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
When Nas Reed is out there, Clark, spacing the floor is a real asset for him.
For sure, and you know, he really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because he can score from anywhere on the floor, and he's got great size and strength. And he does the little things too. I mean, you look at his points and rebounds, but this guy gets deflections, he goes after loose balls, he gets you extra possessions on the glass, he steps in and takes charge. I mean, he does all the little and big things.
Here's Simmons, and there's the drive. With the rise of positionless basketball, Clark, this has to be the most difficult era to be a center.
I would not disagree with that, quite honestly. I mean, they're asked to do a lot. I mean, if they're not elite rim runners as centers and shot blockers, they've got to be able to shoot and shoot from the perimeter, not just in the low post. And they still have to be able to finish around the basket. I think the biggest thing is they have to cover more ground defensively because how the game is played offensively with a lot of movement and pick and roll. This is a big part of Reed's value. I mean, he's proficient from deep, and he's got a quick trigger, too.
And it's Leonard missing. Minnesota leading by 9. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball, too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it, too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player, I am the system"?
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that, but Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
Here's Simmons, and he uses the glass on the layup.
You know, with his size and skill, Simmons is really good down low. I think he can score a bunch of points this way.
Reed with a screen on Harden. Pass to Reed. Back to Edwards. Reed kicks to Edwards. And again, Minnesota with it. Triple.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Simmons sets a screen for Leonard. Leonard chewing him up inside.
Well, the pick gives Leonard some space, and he wisely calls his own number.
Here's Edwards. Randall left side. 1:39 left in the first half of the game. DiVincenzo against Simmons. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Harden the pass to Eubanks. Reed with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 9. Edwards slashing in. Eubanks grabs the miss.
And priority number one has got to be the finish, guys, not the fancy stuff.
And that one's good. Simmons.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Reed the pass to Edwards. Reed with a screen on Harden. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. Puts up a deep three. Simmons with the defensive effort. And it's Jones with the ball for the Clippers. They trail by 7.
I think this is what Simmons loves to do more than anything. When he's looking to score, he wants to get all the way to the rack.
Over in the corner, McDaniels. Another miss by Minnesota. The Clippers have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. DiVincenzo against Simmons. Here's Eubanks. Outside, Simmons. Off with the layup. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Timberwolves lead. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
I know we're always impartial, but are either of you guys pulling for a favorite here?
Well, as long as someone wins them.
And circling back to the first half, things have not gone as planned for the Los Angeles Clippers.
You talked about it.
Thanks for joining us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional. Here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look that he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
The post pairing, Batum and Zubac. Dunn is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Coffey in at the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Pass to Gobert. Miller surveying the floor. And Gobert kicks to Miller. Back to Gobert. That's good. It's Miller with the assist. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Clearly the strength of Gobert's game. Tough cover down low.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league. And blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle with.
Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. Rudy Gobert is second. Third is Ivica Zubac.
As well as these two shot the ball, it was a nightmare situation for a defender guarding either one of them. It's so hard to stop them from getting their shots off.
Here's Gobert. Back to Alexander Walker. Miller with a screen on Bogdanovich. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Here's Batum. Lays it up and banks it in.
You know, he's become more perimeter-oriented over time, but Nick Batum more than capable of scoring inside.
Here's Miller. Batum grabs the miss. Clippers trail by 5. Makes it off the glass. Batum's got 4 points this quarter.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half.
Bogdanovich with the screen. Here's Coffey. Bogdanovich with it, and it's Miller picking him up. A floater, and the layup good by Batum. Batum's got 6.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Alexander Walker with the ball. He has yet to score. There's the triple. Throws it from outside. Alexander Walker's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
Tell you what, you hate to be the guy having the responsibility of guarding him.
Gobert finds Alexander Walker. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Clippers trail by 4. 1:41 left to play here in the third. Here's Coffey. Minnesota with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Batum against Miller. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
And let's take a look at the story on Chris Dunn. Some last season stats for him. Put up about 5 points per, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. The real story, though, is how big of an impact he makes on the defensive end.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a lockdown guy for him, both on the ball and when helping out.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Showing off his inside game, Bogdan is an all-around scorer.
Here's Alexander Walker. He is covered by Bogdanovich. Gobert with a screen on Bogdanovich. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
And the focus Bogdanovich has is tremendous. Able to take on contact and still convert.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
Alexander Walker on the wing. He is covered by Bogdanovich. Here's the 3. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
What pace on the fast break from Bogdanovich. Getting out ahead and protecting the opportunity to score.
Now, Alexander Walker. Misses the tray. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Julius Randle is out there with Naz Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
Really a great job in this one, forcing the issues defensively. Great quickness and discipline combined, making ball handlers very uncomfortable.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific, doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Inside, it's stolen by Edwards. And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. And finished off by Edwards.
Well, that's Edwards on both ends. First the D with the steal, then he's able to finish off the break solo.
Harden against McDaniel. Stolen by McDaniels. Outside Edwards. About a minute and a half into the 4th quarter now. Reid misses.
They came close there to tying it up.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the 4th, that would have been a big bucket for them.
Randle with the ball. Leonard picks him up. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. DiVincenzo against Bogdanovich. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. Reid kicks to Randle. Clock at 4. To tie it up. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Jumps up. Here's Leonard with the bucket in transition.
Boy, it has been a huge night for Leonard. The skill is obvious, but his strength is what makes him hard to defend.
Here's Edwards. Pass to DiVincenzo. And here's Reid. And Reid throws it down.
You can see why they turned to Reid in that moment. He is a heater.
Over to the wing. Eubanks finds Jones. Back to Eubanks. A 3 from Simmons. To the middle. And Simmons slams it in.
I tell you what, if you're pulling for Ben Simmons, it's great whenever he takes over a possession like that. Killer instinct for sure.
It's stolen by Edwards. Lets the 3 fly. Edwards going all the way.
He's so clutch. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Leonard with a screen on McDaniel. Here's Harden and the jam by Harden.
This is not unfamiliar territory for Harden. He is used to being the go-to guy, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
Reid with a screen for Edwards. Boosting off the floor. Edwards hammers it down.
At every level, Edwards has been the go-to guy for his team. It's in his DNA.
Edwards against Jones. Leonard on the wing. Jones with the screen on Randle. Leonard forces it through inside.
That was a ginormous bucket by Leonard. Big-time performance.
Reid with a screen for DiVincenzo. The 3. Reid misses.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
The 3 from Leonard. Leonard, so dangerous from deep.
You set him up more often than not. Leonard will not knock him down.
Pass to McDaniels. Randall with a screen for McDaniel. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Picked by Reed. Edwards kicks to Reed. Let's go. And it falls over the rim and in.
Getting the ball to somebody ready to stroke it. Selfless play by Edwards there.
2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
You would think so. This game is theirs for the taking. Oh, big finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure.
Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating here and there.
Here's DiVincenzo. Yes!
Dante DiVincenzo.
On the wing, Jones. Edwards defending. Jones, the pass to Leonard. Tries it from the top of the key. Off target. So the Clippers with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final second. Thank you for that, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge.
The visiting.
Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, BA. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Now the starting group for San Antonio. Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Barnes in at the small forward position. Here's Jones. San Antonio getting their last shot to go. Harden surveying the D. Nails it from 3.
Dialed in from deep, Harden understands when he should look to shoot the 3 ball.
The 3 from Wembanyama. To the wing on the left. That's in. Coming off an assist from Barnes. Wembanyama's got 5.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Leonard, good.
Well, an excellent passer, Harden taking pride in finding an open teammate.
And what you like about James Harden, he can play with any set of teammates, Brent.
Well, we're seeing this transition, BA, right, from Harden being this elite offensive system by himself to now being a better teammate, a guy who can facilitate and set guys up to make better offensive plays. So not shouldering the entire load anymore. He's been very flexible over the past couple seasons.
The confidence that Fox has shown in his shot has skyrocketed the last few years, Brent.
Yeah, the combination, BA, sometimes of you working on your 3 to gain confidence, but the coaching staff also telling you, go ahead and shoot that shot. I think those things have played out for De'Aaron Fox. Look, he can be streaky, but the fact that he's willing to take it is elevating his play.
Here's Leonard. Back to Jones. Inside. Here's Simmons. Knocked loose. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Tyronn Lue gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said they spent all week watching film on Victor Wembanyama, trying to find flaws that they could take advantage of. No such luck. So their mission tonight is to try to make someone else beat them, which coach admits could be fool's errand.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. And he drives in.
Yes, sir!
Oh, my!
Throw that one up top.
What a play.
Oh, my. Big Ben showing us how it's done.
Fox feeling it out a bit. Outside for Wembanyama. That one falls. Wembanyama's got 9 points.
Shooting 4 of 5 to start the game. That's got to be a feel good.
Harden, the pass to Leonard. And here's Eubanks. On the wing, Harden. Sohan covering. Out to Leonard. Clock at 6. Pass to Simmons. The Clippers got to hurry. Late clock here. And the dunk by Leonard.
And we love it when Kawhi takes it over into his own hands. What a special player.
Outside for Wembanyama. Drills it from deep. 12 points for him.
And he's carried them this quarter. A dominant offensive stretch.
Now here's Eubanks. Covered by Wembanyama. Eubanks, the pass to Simmons. It's stolen by Fox. To the inside. Wembanyama. Oh! Wembanyama throws it down.
Man, Wembanyama getting it done. Woo!
Here's Harden driving in. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now here's Fox. And the layup is good off the glass.
Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Harden finds Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Yeah, 3 turnovers already and some frustration starting to settle in.
Spurs lead by 7. Fox outside. Pass to Castle. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first. They set the screen. And Harden with the block. Here's Leonard. Yes, and a nice assist from Harden. Leonard's got 6 points.
Kawhi like a robot out there just shrugging off the contact. Beep, boop, pop, pop.
Fox against Harden. Outside for Wembanyama. No good on the 3. Pass to Simmons. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama.
With great mobility in the 8-foot wingspan. Yes, 8 foot. Wembanyama easily wipes that shot away.
Leonard outside to the middle. 4 seconds left. And it's Simmons missing.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for the Spurs. Absolutely. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1/4 of action so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, guys, early on, they're driving the lane constantly, using their quickness to gain an advantage. Look at their points off penetration.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Barnes and Sohan, your small and power forwards. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Fox. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
And Wembanyama can dunk it basically just standing up. You gotta keep him out of the paint.
Outside for Harden. They set the pick. 3-pointer off the mark.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Fox against Simmons. Outside for Wembanyama. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. Here's Jones. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Now here's Fox. Eubanks defending. Wembanyama powers it through inside.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
The shot by Eubanks, no good.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space, just clanked it.
Down low and out of bounds. San Antonio will have it. And taking a look at last year's stats. Here were the players that led the way in terms of steals. De'Aaron Fox on top. And, of course, Kawhi Leonard.
These two struck fear into their opponents last year. Able to force so many steals, they're a problem for opposing offenses.
And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen. Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there are still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse. But some rebuilds take longer than others.
Spurs lead by 5. Fox for 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. You know, they beat the Spurs during their last encounter in San Antonio.
Yeah, they destroyed this team on the glass in the last meeting.
Nice shot by Harden.
And that's Harden. He can beat you equally off the dribble or off the catch.
Fox outside. Oh, an absolute bomb by Fox.
In order to create effective spacing, you need enough guys on the floor that can hit from downtown.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Victor Wembanyama is looking to make the Spurs a contender. He said, "My hunger is bigger than ever to win and compete. I can get so much better, and this is what I'm trying to do every game, every week, and every month. There's no need to be frustrated. I keep my long-term goals in mind."
Passion and patience. Good stuff, Alec. Thank you.
What an advantage it is to have someone like Leonard. Everyone knows the shot clock is running down, but they also know that he'll get up a good shot either way.
Now here's Wembanyama. He's got 18. It's deflected. And as it goes out of bounds, San Antonio will keep possession. And out of bounds, Los Angeles will have it.
That's just poor communication between those two. The passer has to make sure his teammate is established, and the teammate has to know the pass is coming. See, that's communication.
Here's Harden. Turned in an outstanding game against Dallas. There's a minute 34 left to play in the first half of basketball. Back come the Spurs in transition. And it's Fox with the jam.
I think opposing coaches have nightmares about De'Aaron Fox being out in transition. We got to see why right there.
Simmons, the pass to Harden. Leonard outside. Leonard doesn't hold back.
Kawhi's got that broad build and those long arms. It can be pretty easy for him to find those kind of shots.
Wembanyama. Sohan outside. Pass to Fox. The three is up. It's rebounded by Los Angeles.
The D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
San Antonio leading. Back to Fox. Wembanyama, screen on Harden. Outside Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama reaches up and throws it down.
Yeah, and this is the kind of impact Wemby makes offensively because he can score in just so many ways.
So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. He's got his first free throws of the night right here. And he can't get the first one.
At the line for LA.
And he's good on the second. 20 seconds left in the second. Fox with the ball. 9 points in the game. Outside Wembanyama. Wemby attacking. Out to Fox. That'll count. And at the buzzer, counted.
Just textbook. Kept his cool and waited for his shot.
That's exactly how you want to close out the quarter, too, with some confidence.
And so the San Antonio Spurs with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Watching them on the offensive end, they did a great job moving that basketball. There's no surprise in those assist totals, how they reflect.
And now, not a bad time to take a look at the schedule ahead. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. You know, Victor Wembanyama has been exceptional here, guys.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
It's Batum at the power forward with Zubac at center. Chris Dunn is out there with Bogdan Bogdanovic. And it's Coffey in at the 3. That's the group starting the second half for Ty Lue. Vassell against Bogdanovic. Vassell's shot is good. And the Spurs lead by 6.
And when wings take it down low, good things happen.
Batum outside from behind the arc. Rebound by San Antonio. Paul for 3. Pass to Bassi. 6 on the shot clock. Vassell with it. Here's the pick. Sinks it from distance. And now a 9-point San Antonio lead.
The team counts on Vassell for this, a reliable producer of three-point buckets.
Here's Coffey. No points so far. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. San Antonio leading by 9. Pass to Mamukelashvili. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
Oh, nice feed. On time and on target.
Done. The pass to Zubac. Oh, misses the dunk. And it's San Antonio's ball. Good momentum. 8 straight points. So interesting, Grant. Younger fans may not realize the Clippers had a lot of rough seasons early on.
Well, you know, B.A., that's one way to put it. You know, in their first 27 years in L.A., they only made the playoffs 4 times. But things have definitely changed. Owners have changed. And now they're postseason regulars in the league.
All right, now that we have a break, let's take a look at which teams capitalized from the line last season. In the 3rd spot, Los Angeles.
This was a good group of free throw shooters last year, something they really worked on in practice. And sometimes that's the coaches calling for it, and oftentimes the players doing it by themselves.
And you see player training methods, Grant, a lot more than just running and getting shots up.
And you know, B.A., what interests me, players not just training their bodies better than ever, but also their minds. They're working on hand-eye coordination drills and just all kinds of stuff to enhance their reflexes.
Clippers trail by 16. They set a pick. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Johnson finds Paul. Out to the right wing. Here's Bassi, defended by Dunn. Bassi, the pass to Paul. Here's Mamukelashvili. Pass to Vassell. Coffey grabs the board.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
To halt the run. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Paul passes to Vassell. On the take. Pass to Bassi. The kick out to Johnson. Paul looking over the floor. Tries again. It's rebounded by Los Angeles.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
Batum gets the bucket.
Batum 6'8", but really sneaky with those long arms. To go inside and score.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
We hear players proclaiming their love for the game, but former sharpshooter J.J. Redick said there's a distinction between loving the competition itself and loving the game and everything that goes into that. Guys say, I just want to play. Well, do you want to do all of the necessary things that lead up to that? Hey, Brian, 15 NBA seasons for Redick. He'd know.
He certainly would. Thanks, Allie. All right, let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
You have to be a fan of the energy they've played with on the defensive end. Active hands and feet, and it's come up big a few times for them.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
Hits the trifecta.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Pass to Johnson. On the wing, Vassell. For 3. Rebounded by Dunn. Clippers trail by 13. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
And he knocks down the first one. And he makes both free throws. Spurs lead by 11. Fox right side. Pass to Wembanyama. The three. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 5 assists in the game. Who poked away. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Fox. Here's Leonard. Here's Eubanks. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man. And he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Three-pointer, Fox. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be dip. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. So on the floor for San Antonio, Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox, and it's Vassell in at the 3 spot.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Fox, the pass to Vassell. Out to Fox. Vassell outside. Wembanyama, screen on Jones. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Wembanyama. Done with a steal. All alone on the break.
Scorer's foul. De'Aaron Fox. Second personal foul.
First one falls for him. The Clippers making a switch here. Harden's checked in. Jones hits them both.
They've been playing with much greater physicality this half. Getting themselves to the free throw line is a bust.
Outside for Wembanyama. Into the lane. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Oh, ferocious on the attack. Once Wembanyama gets into the lane, the defense is done.
And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his 3rd foul of the game. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute played. Harden from outside. The putback controls the rebound and the putback.
Those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Fox, the pass to Sohan. Now here's Vassell. Picked up by Sohan. The 3 ball. And that's good. Vassell for 3.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Harden from outside. Rebounded by Fox. And so it's Fox with it. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. At one point, they led by 16. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th here. Vassell left side. The 3. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got assist number 8 now on the night. Here's Jones. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama.
An elite shot blocker. Wembanyama covers so much ground.
And there's the call on Jeremy Sohan. That's his 1st foul.
And there's just 1 foul now away from the penalty.
Harden with it. He's picked up by Vassell. And that's good. Harden for 3.
Oh, one of these monster nights from James Harden.
Vassell passes to Wembanyama. Deflected. If you're just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Harden can't hit. San Antonio leading by 13. Pass to Vassell. And the call will be against James Harden. That's his first foul of the game.
Tough break for the defense. I mean, he took the hit, but he didn't get the call.
Vassell outside. Back to Fox. 6 on the shot clock. Outside for Wembanyama. And there's the call on Drew Eubanks. That's foul number 2 for him. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Harden against Fox. 6 to shoot.
He's got bunnies. Sohan, a high flyer.
Clippers trail by 15. Here's Leonard. Kawhi, too strong inside.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
Harden. Soft touch off the glass.
And this is vintage James Harden, getting to his spots and just punishing the defense.
Pass to Wembanyama. And it's rejected. Harden from outside. It's good. And the assist that time from Leonard. Harden's got 8 points in the quarter.
He's been shooting with great consistency tonight. Love to see that confident play on offense.
Oh! Fox with the flush off the drive.
So shifty. Fox gets in there anytime he wants to.
Here's Harden. Out to Leonard. 1:05 left to play in the fourth quarter of this one.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Back to Wembanyama. Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. To the left wing. Sohan with the ball. Harden picks him up to the middle. Just 3 to shoot. Back to Sohan. Wembanyama. Great positioning on the putback. And the Spurs lead by 11.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. Getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Leonard outside. Launches it. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. They can simply hold on to the ball here.
No question, B.A. They deserve the win.
Here's Vassell. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And this is what it's all about inside. Vassell willing to get physical to finish his motion.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his 3rd personal foul. 5th team foul.
That free throw misses.
For LA, Ben Simmons free throw.
And he sinks the second. Here's Wembanyama. And it's good. And so it's San Antonio easily grabbing this one. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone.
basketball is... Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Jaden McDaniels.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Castle is out there with Fox. Then there's Wembanyama. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the 4 slot. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Randall out there with Naj Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. San Antonio with the ball. And really, Stan, Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be one of those paradigm-shifting players. Don't you agree?
Oh, no doubt, Kevin. First of all, there are not going to be very many 7'4" guys come along and then come with the skills that he has on a court, the length, his mobility, how fluid he is. It's unprecedented.
And that one's good. Mamu Kelishvili.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Edwards can't hit.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Fox passes to Wembanyama. Six on the shot clock, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Jaden McDaniel.
Smart play there. I don't think we give Wemby's IQ for the game enough love, but he was a pro in France at a young age, and that obviously gave him a lot of experience.
Coach, only 2 players have led the NBA in blocks as a rookie. Manute Bol and our favorite, Victor Wembanyama.
Well, Kevin, Wembanyama is already special defensively, not only as a shot blocker, but the amount of ground that he can cover to affect shots. And there are people around the league that believe that he can become the best defender of all time.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Oh, here's Edwards, coming off a stellar performance against Philadelphia. Fox feeling it out a bit. Wembanyama against Reed. Outside, Fox. That 3 off the mark. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. DiVincenzo can't hit it. The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Such a wide open look.
Smart bucket by Castle. Get out and run.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, here's what the Timberwolves head coach had to say when we spoke to him earlier. And I asked him, how do you contend with the size and skill of Victor Wembanyama? He said, every night we see this guy do something no one has ever seen before. It's kind of like dealing with the unknown. A whole new kind of player needs new schemes. So we'll see some inventiveness out there on the defensive side tonight, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
Pass to Reed. DiVincenzo kicks to Reed. Randall with a screen for DiVincenzo. Off target from 3-point range. Look at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a win against the 76ers. And the Spurs winning the 2023 lottery, stand, adding the terrific Victor Wembanyama. A franchise changer, it appears.
Yeah, Kevin, the hardest thing, and you need a lot of luck to do it, is to get that guy. The guy you can build everything around. There aren't enough of them to go around. Victor Wembanyama is a guy you can build a championship franchise around, multi-skilled at his size. This guy's going to be a fixture in this league for a long time.
Here is Edwards. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Yet another bucket.
And for this franchise, he's now tied the record for most points in a single season.
That tells you all you need to know about him offensively. He is ultra savvy and ultra skilled. Wembanyama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Wembanyama barely even has to elevate when he throws it down.
Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push. Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
They get it again. 20 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Another shot. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Outside Edwards. Pass to Reed. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And Wembanyama puts up a deep 3. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for... And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, a lot of times you'll hear coaches yell, get the ball inside, and you can see why. Good things happen when you get the ball into the paint.
And another thing coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Reed is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And out of the rafters, he punched it in.
Are you kidding me?
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
And as a coach, Dan, what's something you try to establish at this stage?
I think there's 2 things, Kevin. First, we're trying to build our habits the right way, everything. From the way we practice, to the way we prepare for games, to the way we warm up, all of it. And then second of all, we're trying to figure out our rotations. Who's going to start, who's going to come off the bench, which groups work well together. It's an ongoing process.
A lot of moving parts, you're right. Now, Wembanyama. After Anthony Edwards missed from long range. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. Timberwolves trail by 15. And standing 6'9", Jaden McDaniels possessing tremendous length for a perimeter defender.
Yeah, Kevin, and he can really move his feet, too. Jaden McDaniels is clearly one of the best and most versatile perimeter defenders in the league.
Wembanyama gets the bucket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Last game we saw him score 13. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Here's Castle. A three-pointer, no good.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Outside Edwards. From past the arc. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama's got his 6th rebound on the night. And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs. 5th, the Timberwolves.
Both clubs physically dominant inside the paint, and that's why you see those outstanding shot blocking numbers.
You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together.
And another one!
He's done it. A new single-season franchise scoring record. Great accomplishment from him in what's been an incredible run.
It's been a season for the ages for him, and one that will go down in the history of this franchise.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Wembanyama. And the shot no good.
Oh, incredible performance when they needed him most.
He's now broken the franchise record for points scored in a single season. That is coming up big. Well, Stan, when the Spurs landed the first overall pick in the draft, their fortunes changed back on May 16th, 2023.
Look, Kevin, the hardest thing for any franchise is to find the guy that you can build everything around. When they got Wembanyama, that dream came true for San Antonio, and they've got the guy they can build this franchise around for years to come.
Pass to Castle. A three-pointer is right on target. Castle's got 6 points.
And we've seen this offense step back into three-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
Here's Edwards. Oh, what a physical score from Edwards.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards, taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
Fox finds Wembanyama. Here's Castle. Back to Wembanyama. It's stolen by Randall. The shot. On defense, San Antonio. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's DiVincenzo. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
The Timberwolves shooting their second free throw attempt on the night.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Pass to Wembanyama. Wembanyama, deadly inside.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Edwards, and it's good. They're not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Pistons out in Detroit. 7 p.m. Eastern Time for tip-off. And now let's discuss this game. Talk about a strong start for the Spurs.
Gotta appreciate the way they're moving.
Thanks for joining us.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. We're seeing a tremendous game from Victor Wembanyama.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
On the court right now for the Spurs, the forwards for him, Johnson and Sohan. Devin Vassell out there with Chris Paul. And it's Bassey in at the 5 down low. And Greg, talk about a guy who can create for himself. Dillingham can already score on elite defenders.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of that is his footwork. You can see the hours he's put into it. And then add in the body control and quickness. Good luck slowing this young man down.
Here's Alexander Walker. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Paul's shot is off. Timberwolves trail by 7. Driving to the basket. Lays it up off the glass. Alexander Walker's got 5 points in the quarter.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
Gobert down low. Sohan's there. From downtown. Offensive rebound. Here's Gobert. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Gobert's got his first points of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Three-pointer. And here is Paul. Scoreless thus far. And it's good, 2 points.
A master at finding angles to finish. Chris Paul uses quickness to his advantage.
Alexander Walker on the wing. Covered by Vassell. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll, but it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Vassell, no good. Timberwolves trail by 7. Here's Alexander Walker. Back to Gobert. Clock at 6. Puts up a deep 3. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Paul with the buckets.
And Paul doesn't lack confidence taking those long triples. And with results like this, you can understand why.
Fires from the wing. The Timberwolves again can't hit. San Antonio leading by 10. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. And finished off by Gobert.
Well, that's why you feed Gobert near the rim. He makes the most of those easy opportunities.
Johnson comes up empty down low. Timberwolves trail by 8. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Here's Bassett. Out to the right wing. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And the basket by Vassell.
Well, this is Vassell's game. He can do that all day.
The Timberwolves have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Here's Alexander Walker. From the top of the key, he buries it. Alexander Walker's got his third bucket of the night. Paul goes in, and he makes good on the layup. And the Spurs lead by 11.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Pass to Alexander Walker. The tray. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the... A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team.
Nobody holds the ball, not even foul.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today. We get going in quarter number 4. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Randall out there with Naz Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Here's DiVincenzo. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And Edwards made so many winning plays, including finding his open teammate.
A shot by Wembanyama, no good. Timberwolves trail by 11. Now Edwards. Oh, Edwards!
Well, when Edwards gets this high, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Wembanyama against McDaniel. No one near Randall as he lets it go. Buries it from three-point range. Randall's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Timberwolves have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Oh, here's Edwards. And Reid has it in the corner. 6 to shoot. Barnes outside. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. It's stolen by Randall. Now here's DiVincenzo. Guarded close. And Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Randall with a screen for Edwards. Edwards holding off the D and converts.
Nice little run here to shrink that deficit, but can they get over the hump?
Well, with all the momentum they've built up, I don't see this run stopping anytime soon.
Here's Wembanyama. The shot's good. Wembanyama has got 27 points.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
DiVincenzo passes to Randall. Back to DiVincenzo. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Randall.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Wembanyama outside. A three-pointer off the mark. Now the Timberwolves with it. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Outside Edwards. Picked by Randall. Knocked loose. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Outside, Fox. Wembanyama, a screen on DiVincenzo to the right side. Fires from deep. They get the rebound. A 3 from Wembanyama. Bangs home the trifecta. Wembanyama has got 30 points.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
Edwards loves it in there.
Well, you need a bucket? Give it to Edwards. He's got that clutch gene.
Wembanyama up top. Guarded by Reid. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
DiVincenzo with it. Now guarded by Fox. Back to DiVincenzo. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter. Off on the layup. Pass to Castle. It's up a 3. Wembanyama down low. He's against Reed. Wembanyama gets the bucket.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
Wembanyama down low. Guarded by Reed. Wembanyama, no good. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's foul number 2 for him. Vassell, he's checked in for the Spurs. Three-pointer, Randall. It's in! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And how about Randall coming up clutch? Wow, this guy has ice in his veins.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll
and the Houston Rockets.
And that game against the Kings, that's one to watch for. The fourth contest of this brand new NBA season. I'm really interested in how those teams match up this early in the season.
Now the opening lineup for the Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi Leonard out there with Derrick Jones. Then it's Ben Simmons. Then it's Drew Eubanks. And it's Harden in at point guard. And for the Timberwolves, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Naz Reid out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. Here's Edwards following the score by Los Angeles. Reid to screen on Jones. Edwards can't hit. Now Los Angeles with it. Doris, one of the most physical guards in the NBA, Anthony Edwards.
If you want to talk about a prototypical NBA body, it's Anthony Edwards. He's got size, strength, athleticism, but beyond that, he's so skilled. 3-level scorer, versatile on the defensive end, fearless when it matters. Anthony Edwards may be the next face of the league.
Now here's Eubanks. Leonard passes to Harden. Back to Leonard. Another shot. And it's good on the layup.
Now, this is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Reid sets a screen. 4-3. Knocks down the triple.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Simmons to the paint. Oh, Simmons throws it down hard.
Oh, my goodness, the creativity and flair from Ben Simmons. Stop it now. Don't hurt him, Ben.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Randle a screen on Harden. Outside Reid. 5 to shoot. The 3, DiVincenzo. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. Eubanks, he's got 4 rebounds now. Leonard for 3. Drops in the 3. Leonard's got 5 points.
Shooting off the dribble is probably one of the toughest skills in the NBA, but Kawhi has it mastered.
Reid to screen on Jones. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, the Timberwolves, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with. Coach Chris Finch said, we come in every single night and compete. No matter what the circumstances are, we expect to win. We root for each other, so I feel like we have all the makings of a tough team.
And they have reason to be confident, Allie. Thank you. And the call will be against James Harden. That's his first foul of the game. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Fires hitting the triple. We're excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, BA, absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year.
And Minnesota with possession here, following the score by Los Angeles. Edwards against Jones. Clock at 6. And Edwards slams it in.
Goodness, Anthony Edwards. Always on the attack. This guy is just so dynamic.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a tough BA.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. Got a hand on it. And they're on the run. Fires from deep. Outside for Harden. This one for 3. That bucket makes him 3 for 5.
And I'm just impressed with their effort here early. They've hit the offensive glass so hard.
Edwards looking for an opening. And it's good. He hits another one.
He's done it. A new single-season franchise scoring record. Great accomplishment from him in what's been a fantastic year.
It's been a season for the ages for him, and one that'll go down in the history of this franchise. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
Well, Anthony Edwards says, yes, you're playing exceptional defense, but my offensive game is better. I'm a solid 225.
In terms of offense, they've been the more efficient team by far.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
Reed sets a screen. And Edwards slams it in.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Leonard inside. The kick out to Simmons. Harden from outside. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's Los Angeles. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Clippers.
In the early goings, their effort level has been exceptional. The speeding around the defense and opening up options with good penetration.
We've got a lot of game left, but boy, they are doing a tremendous job on the offensive glass.
Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Naz Reid. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Now here's DiVincenzo. Takes a 3. Kept alive. And another shot for 3. Randle counted from distance. Randle's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, you've got to be decisive in catch-and-shoot situations, and Julius Randle leaves no doubt.
Leonard with a screen on DiVincenzo. Pass to Leonard. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Timberwolves. Doris, you look at the tools McDaniels has on defense. He can be special.
He can. There's incredible length, the reach, the strength. McDaniels very much able to be a shutdown defender against the best offensive players in the game.
Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Reed, a screen on Harden. Here's Edwards cutting inside. And Edwards slams it in.
This guy is so explosive. Anthony Edwards off the bounce. My goodness.
Leonard outside. Right side Simmons. Shot clock at 6. McDaniels with the rebound.
Well, it's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Here's Eubanks. Yes, and a nice assist from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
Not only is James Harden one of the elite one-on-one players, this guy is an elite passer, and it's on display there.
Now here's Edwards. 37 points his last time out. Pass to Jones. Can't connect from short range. Timberwolves trail by 3. Here's Edwards. Now here's Reed. Reed, a screen on Simmons. Second chance shot. And it's Randle with the jam.
Well, if the basket is within reach, Julius Randle understands how to finish.
Harden against McDaniels. Harden, the pass to Leonard. Outside Harden. Shoots it from the high post. Count that bucket. Harden's got 11 points.
Well, this is where James Harden's 3-level scoring comes into play. You want to take away the rim and the 3, no problem. He goes right to the mid-range.
Now here's Edwards. 12 points for him. Count it. Good.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And Harden's got the ball here for the Clippers. And Doris, the Clippers with new jerseys, a shiny new arena, and an ownership group that is very aggressive. They want some shiny hardware to go with it.
BA, you have to appreciate an ownership group that is willing to spend and make all the right moves in order to position yourself for the championship. But now the players need to come through. And what has been their undoing in recent years is injuries and the lack of availability of their best players. Age and health still hover over this organization.
Here's Edwards following the score by the Clippers. Pass to Reed, over Jones, and Reed with a basket on the assist from Edwards. He's got 5.
Well, Naz Reid doesn't operate often in the mid-range, but if you concede it, he'll take it.
Here's Harden. Here's the teardrop. Harden with a screen on Randall. Outside Jones. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Harden. Check by Randall. Harden misses.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
For 3, DiVincenzo. The kick out to Edwards. Takes it inside. Edwards, so good inside.
Combination of size and athleticism makes Anthony Edwards so tough to check on the drive. Good luck and good night.
Harden with it. Working on McDaniels. Now here's Harden. Left side Simmons. Yes, and a nice assist from Harden. Harden's got his 4th assist with that last one.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Clippers ahead. Up. Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
You know, right now for Minnesota, I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good, I'd be dominating down low.
And let's get into this first half. A super close game for the Clippers so far.
Despite being the visitor, they've been in control.
Thanks for joining us.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
I love how effortlessly he scored. The game just comes so easy for him.
And let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
And so in the game for Los Angeles, it's Batum at the power forward with Zubac at center. Chris Dunn is out there with Bogdan Bogdanovic. And it's Coffey in at the small forward position. There's Bogdanovic with the 3. Gets the 3 ball to go. And we've seen the league ramp up the series model where teams play each other in the same arena twice in a row. What do you think, Doris?
BA, I absolutely love this. And more importantly, the coaches seem to engage highly in it because they feel to a certain degree it brings you a level of almost playoff-like repetition.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Los Angeles has gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Pass to Batum. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Now Alexander Walker. From outside the arc. Sends it home from 3-point land. And now a 3-point Timberwolves lead.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
Pass to Coffey from the arc. And there's a 3-second violation. And now a look at last season's most proficient free throw shooters. Bogdan Bogdanovic third.
Very steady at the line. He's a guy who isn't rattled easily, and that shows in his free throw shooting numbers.
And Ty Lue has called a timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. He's checked in for the Clippers. Minnesota leading by 3. Outside, Alexander Walker. Gobert with a screen on Powell. Here's Alexander Walker. Oh, that one bounces around and comes back out.
And for him, that's a great look. Expect him to go right back to it if it's available.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Pass to Minot, beyond the arc. They get it back. There's the 3. No good.
Well, being aggressive and assertive, the big man snatching the rebound.
And don't tell Batum he's well into his 30s. Nick's still got some life in those legs.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Puts up a 3. Pure from three-point range. Alexander Walker's got 10 points here in the second half. And it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success, and now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
Just 5 on the clock. Zubac comes with a double team. Here's Gobert. No luck on that one. Great D that time from Zubac. The Clippers have gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Powell's shot is off. The Timberwolves trail. Outside, Alexander Walker. Inside. Here's Gobert. Oh! Gobert hammers it home.
Over the course of his career, Rudy Gobert has become so much better finishing inside.
Bogdanovich into the lane. Uses the glass on the layup. Bogdanovich has got 5.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Lots of room. It's rebounded by Zubac.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Gobert with a screen on Bogdanovich. Here's Alexander Walker, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Trading the lead back and forth. Neither side is willing to back down.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Outside Bogdanovich. And that one's good. Bogdanovich has got 7 points for the quarter.
You like seeing Bogdanovich get it done inside. An opportunistic scorer around the rim.
On the wing, Alexander Walker. Out covers. Blocked! That shot is off. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You can count on him to deliver a few assists like this one each and every night.
You know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Naz Reid out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Here's Edwards. Oh, Edwards bringing the heat.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
And it's Simmons missing. Minnesota in the lead. To the inside, Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
This is when you need a defensive presence, but it's just not happening.
It seems to me a lack of effort and a lack of communication, and it's happening to both sides here late in the game.
And it's Derek Jones with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And Ty Lue has called a timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Guys, over the last break, I listened to Tyronn Lue address the team. He ripped into their perimeter game and their energy level, saying to his guys, you're just running through the motions out there. There's no hustle or desire to chase them off the three-point line or to try to get open looks from deep on the other end. Guys?
Thank you for that, Allie.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ball game.
Harden finds Leonard. And the dunk by Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard reminding folks he's still got a vertical. Look out.
Reed, a screen on Jones. The drive by DiVincenzo to the paint. Count the basket. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. Outside Reed. Here's the 3. Knocks it down from distance.
And in the second half here, they're shooting a terrific percentage from 3.
Clippers trail by 4. Leonard inside. Randall's there. Count it.
This continues to be a battle. The lead is within reach.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Reed, a screen on Harden. And Edwards slams it in.
Anthony Edwards has got his rhythm, and he's got a well-rounded offensive game. Look out.
Harden with it. Randall's in his pocket. Leonard looking around. Back to Harden. Let's go with a 3. McDaniels with the rebound. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
They've been slippery getting into the lane all game long, putting that help defense to the test.
Boy, the long ball has been another point of emphasis for this group tonight. Their shooters are finding open spaces and firing without hesitation.
And the ball out of play. The Clippers will have it. And so it's Leonard who brings up the ball for the LA Clippers, trailing by 5.
I think one thing you love about Kawhi Leonard.
And with this game coming down to the wire, they're quick to use their...
2 shots. Kawhi Leonard.
This would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Reed, the screen on Leonard. Outside Reed. Back to Edwards. Hook loose. DiVincenzo with it. Picked up by Simmons. Pocket 4. The triple hits for Edwards.
Edwards, he is fearless in these moments. That's a big-time clutch delivery.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Reed, the screen on Leonard. Edwards against Leonard. Outside Edwards. He can't hit that time. Good work defensively by Leonard. Throws it down hard.
Big-time shot, sending his teammates into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Outside McDaniels. And the three off target. Now Los Angeles with it. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Leonard against Randall. Pass to Eubanks. Back to Leonard. The whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
Five ticks left in the fourth. Here's Leonard. Oh, that shot had a chance, but the all-or-nothing shot attempt is off the... Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant...